Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Harihi Om Shruti Smriti Puranānāmalayam Namāmi Bhagavat Pada Shankaram Yathākāśo hṛṣīkeśo nānopādhigato vibhuḥ Tadbhedādbhinnavadbhāti tannāśe kevalo bhavet. So the real, which is the Brahman, described as hṛṣīkeśo, which is very similar to Akasa, which is all-pervading vibhuḥ, appears as many because it reflects in many adjuncts. Upadhi is adjunct. As the adjuncts are many, are different, the real appears to be different. Tadbhedādbhinnavadbhāti. Like water is shaped by the container. That's why we got different names for water. We say well, puddle, tank, then a lake, river. Now all rivers are different. People from North India come to Vijayawada and take bath in Krishna. And people from Andhra Pradesh and other places of South go to North, Varanasi, and take bath in Ganga. People take water from Ganga to Rameshwaram and do Abhishekam. So all these systems, all these rituals and religious practices have developed over a period. And the basis for all these developments is that water is different. But water is not different. I don't see any difference in water. In Veda mantras, there are no names of rivers. All rivers are named only in Puranas. In Veda mantras, it is all apaha, waters, bahuvachanam. Sanskrit is like that. The shabda is up and it is ever plural. Like in English, news. News is all plural. You cannot have new, two news and many news. There is no such thing. News is plural. Apaha, plural. Okay? Therefore, apova idakum sarvam. All this is water. Oceans. Everything is water. But water seems to be shaped by the container. So similarly, the real appears, it is only appearance, not real, appears to be determined by the conditions, the gunas. So the real reflecting in tamo guna appears as matter. Reflecting in rajo guna appears as energy. Reflecting in sattva guna appears as intelligence, which is there in the universe. So it reflects in the body-mind, appears as a jiva. And in a different body-mind appears as animal. This is how. So, Tadbhedādbhinnavadbhāti. But the real remains the real, regardless of the conditions in which it is reflected. The real remains real. Tannāśe kevalo bhavet. Even when the adjuncts or the Upadhis are appearing and real appears as many, but still it is all only appearance. It is always one. And when these appearances stop appearing, means they disappear. Nāśa, adarshane. When the appearances disappear, so they stop appearing, what you are left with is kevalaha, the one without the second Brahman. So Therefore, apply it to ourselves. We are all one in being. The Sat, as Sat, we are all one. We are one in the being, and we differ only in appearance. Okay? Therefore, you discover this truth, that we are all one. It is all meant for discovering. It is not, the idea is not to develop some concepts. That all are one is a concept. Concept is not useful. The purpose is not concepts. When you study Vedanta with a particular mindset in which you are approaching everything as a concept. Atma is a concept, Brahma is another concept, then moksha is a concept, all these concepts. Concept, another name for it is idea. All these ideas, they get accumulated in the brain. And so you accumulate all kinds of ideas about Vedanta and then become a professional Vedantin without knowing anything about the real. It happens. The professional Vedantins, also called country club Vedantins, so this kind of a study of Vedanta with this kind of a mindset. The mindset is to accumulate knowledge. Knowledge which is in the form of concepts and ideas. That knowledge leads to what is called Gurudam. The real Vedanta, where the approach is knowing the truth. That is the real Vedanta. In that, there will be no Gurudam. For example, if you take Gita, Shri Krishna and Arjuna, you don't see any Gurudam in that. The descriptions, they say a lot many things, but you don't see any Gurudam there. In fact, even if you pursue the story before as well as after, they are friends only. There is no Gurudam. Whereas in modern times, modern means in medieval times and modern times, etc., there is a lot of Gurudam. This Gurudam is the direct result of conceptual Vedanta. That they go together. When the realization of the truth, that is tough, it is difficult. It is replaced by conceptualization. Then into that context, the Gurudam enters. You cannot stop it. It happens like that. So they talk of Nididhyasanam also. In the Nididhyasanam also, they repeat the concepts only. There also, generally, in Shravana Manana, you see concepts. We can understand, okay, that is how these Shravana Manana are. But when it comes to Nididhyasana, when there is no Vastu, reality in Shravana Manana, there are only concepts. Then in Nididhyasanam also, there will be only concepts. So you repeat the same concepts in Nididhyasanam. That becomes the mindset of study of Vedanta. You see this trend a lot in modern schools of Vedanta. Modern means in the recent times, in medieval and then modern times. There are always worthy exceptions. Therefore, the purpose is not to conceptually say that we are all different only in body-mind, but in the being we are all one. That is not a concept. It is not supposed to be a concept. It must be real for you and for me. That is what we say, realize. You make it real for you. That is the eyes. Make it real for you. So you discover that truth. You can, by being earnest. So you have to tell yourself, I am the Atma which is all. Atma va idagum sarvam. All this is Atman. I am Brahman. I am all existence. It is not that I am the bodily existence and the rest is worldly existence. It is not like that. Existence is not divided like that. We are all one in that being. And I am that being. So you rise above the body-mind, or you drop the adjuncts, upadhi of the body-mind, put them aside, and arrive at the being in which you do not experience any division. That truth you have to discover, and by earnestness you discover that truth. So what will you do with the earnestness? You inquire. You inquire into the truth with earnestness. That is what we are trying to do here. So by inquiring into the truth with earnestness, so you come to the discovery. I suggest you can give your life to this discovery. It is worth giving your life to this discovery. It is said, Atma prithivim tyajet. It is worth giving up the entire universe, entire world, for the sake of Atma. Prithvi in the sense, you are made the head of the entire earth, suppose. You are made the head of the entire earth. That also you may give up for the sake of realizing the true self. Atmarthe prithivim tyajet. So that is how you have to discover the oneness of the truth. By doing that, you get liberated from the bondage of samsara. Okay? So let us finish that verse and go to the next verse. It's not that next verse has some drastically very much different subject matter. It's not like that. Next verse also talks of the same vision in a slightly different words, language. So let us say, we have said it, but let us say one more time. hṛṣīkeśo, the inner commander of all the sense organs. Yathākāśo is very much like space. Nānopādhigato, reflecting in multiple adjuncts. Gataha is reflecting. Upadhis is adjunct. Okay? Vibhuḥ, all-pervading. That is the meaning of vibhuḥ. People think that vibhuḥ means all-powerful. It is not all-powerful. Prabhuḥ is all-powerful. Vibhuḥ is all-pervading. Okay? Vibhuḥ. Tadbhedādbhinnavadbhāti. Because of those differences in the Upadhis, Bhedat Panchami, because of Bheda differences, Tat Upadhi. So because of the differences of the Upadhis, Bhinnavad, as though Atma is separate. Bhati appears. It is like electricity. Many electricities are there here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 12 electricities are there. Like that. It appears like that. But a village guy, means an illiterate, may assume that there are a dozen electricities here. But an electrical engineer won't think like that. He knows as a truth, as a fact, that it is one electricity. Therefore, the being, the Atma, is like the grid. It's not like separate bulbs, etc. It is like the grid which provides electricity or power to 1 billion bulbs. That is the grid. Now sometimes a few bulbs fuse, doesn't matter. And a few bulbs are added, doesn't matter that also. That's why for Mahatma's birth and death, they make no difference. They are one and the same. It is because Atma is like the grid. Therefore, a few bulbs fusing or a few bulbs being added, it makes no difference. That is how Mahatmas look at it. So, Tadbhedādbhinnavadbhāti, tannāśe, as those adjuncts disappear. Kevalaha, the truth which is one without the second. Bhavet api, bhavet becomes. Becomes means as though it becomes. It is always one without the second only, but for some time it appeared due to ignorance, as though divided. But now, once the upadhis are set aside, so it's not that you take all the upadhis and break them. That is not the point. In your understanding, as the upadhis are set aside, one Atma, one without the second Atma, remains. Therefore, it is as though multiple Atmas have now become one Atma. See, you may wonder, what is the relationship between the real and the many forms? You may wonder. Okay? Abhyupagamya, we say the real has created all these forms. We say like that. It is something like saying, when I rotate it, that glow has created 10 syllables, 3 words and 1 sentence. Like that. It created. Did it create? No. As though created. And as I am rotating, you go on seeing it. Let us party, you go on seeing it. Right? So, means that 10 syllables, etc. are sustained. That's why you are able to see continuously. Who sustains them? That glow sustains, as though not really. Then you stop rotating, it takes back. Okay? And that means it has taken back all of that into itself. All of this is called abhyupagamya. Provisionally it is said like that. Always it is as though. Okay? Suppose I ask you, where from these 10 syllables have come? Where from they have come? Did they come from outside? No. Did they, okay, now you tell me, did they come from the glow? Yes and no. Yes and no. You understand this? You think about it. Atma is yes and no to everything. You should know it. Suppose you say, I am a happy person. Yes. Suppose you say, I am a very unhappy person. Yes. Okay? Suppose you say, I am beyond happy and unhappy. Yes. Even in that negation, even in that no. So I am, don't say like that. I am neither happy nor unhappy. True. Atma is a yes and no for everything. You should get it into your system. You see, I tell you, once the person was traveling, old days. So travel means you prepare food and early morning take a cup of tea and go by walk from one village to the other. And the journey goes through a forest also. And in the forest there is a water hole or water body. He knows that. And there is a big tree also. And it is, by the time he reaches there, that is a landmark. So that is when time for food. And by evening he will reach the village, the other village. So he sits under the tree and finishes, washes the face, etc. in that tank, water tank. And sits and eats the chapati or whatever. And then he feels that tummy is full, hard work of walking in the morning. He felt this is the time, this is called horizontal time, not vertical time. Okay, horizontal time. You need to have a nap for half an hour or 1 hour. He felt he was sitting in the shade, it was a hot sun, tropical climate, India. So he said, how nice would it be if I get a folding cot. There is a folding cot. That is what you can, simple people, How nice would it be if suddenly I get a folding cot here. Then a folding cot appeared. Oh my God. Now he was just stunned. What is this? I thought of having a folding cot and it appears. My goodness, my God. Suppose if I thought of a pillow, will it also appear? It appeared. A pillow appeared. So he slept on it. And he got up. How nice would it be if I get a cup of tea now? That is the tea time, A cup of tea appeared. And so he consumed it. Then he got a doubt. Is there a demon, evil spirit around? All these things it is doing? Evil spirit appeared. Evil spirit appeared. Oh my God. This evil spirit is with its canine teeth and horns, etc. Will it kill me or what? It killed. The point is, he was sitting under kalpavruksha. That is the wish-yielding tree. He was sitting under the tree. And therefore, whatever he says, it comes true. That is the story. Now, shall I tell you what is the kalpavruksha? Atma. Your Atma is the kalpavruksha. That's why you decide to become happy and you become happy. Decide to become unhappy, you become unhappy. So once a couple met me in Kovor, a town in Andhra Pradesh. And they said they are very unhappy people. I asked why? You seem to be having a good house and all that and doing well. So you must be very happy living on the bank of Godavari in a comfortable house. Even I am the guest in their house and had some nice food. How can I believe that they are unhappy? So they are very comfortably unhappy. If at all they are unhappy, they are very comfortably unhappy. So you see, poor people are uncomfortably unhappy and rich people are comfortably unhappy. That is the distinction between the poor and the rich. You are very comfortable people, so they are comfortably unhappy. So they told the reason is we don't have children. I said, why do you say you don't have children? All the children of the world are our children only. If we have exclusively my children, I have to take care of them. But if all children are my children, then without taking care of any child, you get all the joy of life. Then they asked, if without children, can we go to heaven? You need not go to heaven, Appa. For going to heaven, you have to die. What an amangalam it is. It is amangalam. You can discover heaven here and now without dying and without doing any rituals. You can discover heaven here and now in yourself. And the name of that heaven is Atma. So now what should we do? You study some Vedanta, listen to some classes. I met them, I forgot about it, and but they did not forget. They started listening to classes and all that. They met me after nearly 6-7 years. And this time, without my asking, before I could recollect and all that, they told me, we are very happy people. They did not have children or any such thing. They just put aside that desire, put aside that unhappiness which is imagined by themselves, and they are happy people. Now you tell me, Atma is the kalpavruksha, and it is with you. You create a desire, you project a desire and become unhappy. When the desire is fulfilled, you become insecure. Because what you gained, you have to protect. It is not enough to gain and collect and keep it. Suppose you desired a diamond ring, and suppose your desire is fulfilled. Now you become insecure. Because the diamond ring, the blessed thing, it may fall any day. And so you have to keep like this all the time, checking the diamond ring all the time. So whatever little peace of mind you have, it is gone. So, and suppose if the desire is not fulfilled, you become frustrated. Suppose you give up the desire, you are Atma Brahma. The desirelessness is godliness in you. So what they have done, after listening to what I said, they have given up the desire to have children. And they are very happy people. Now they look at any children, they are their children only. Okay? So like that. Atma is like that. Atma is the kalpavruksha. So you are living under the kalpavruksha. So you see, all movement requires a motionless background. I am only trying to give you multiple pointers so that you can realize your glory of Atma. You are the Atma. I do not have even an iota of doubt about it. I don't know whether you have doubt about yourself, but I don't have doubt about yourself. But if at all I have doubt, that is only this much, that you are capable of messing up otherwise Brahma. Only that much is the only doubt I have. Otherwise, there is no doubt about your kevala. You are the kevala. So you look at yourself, all movement requires a motionless background. The world, what is the world? It is all movement. What is your consciousness? It is all movement, flow of thoughts. Consciousness is the background of flow of thoughts, just like water is the background of the waves. And so consciousness is in constant movement, the waking consciousness. It is a flow of thoughts. And then what is the body? Ever changeful. Sense organs, etc., ever changeful. All this motion, the world, the body, the mind, including the sense organs, etc., all this motion requires a motionless background. And that motionless background is Atma. Okay? You have to find it. You have to find it. You are unable to find it because your mind has become a block. Sometimes they use this expression mental block in the personality development also. It's a good expression. Mental block. You have a mental block. You need not suffer, but you keep a mental block and therefore you suffer. For example, I have a mental block about jet lag. I'm telling you. And jet lag gives some suffering, and mental block multiplies that suffering by a factor of 3 or 4 or 5. Okay? Suppose I give up that jet lag, mental block, then the jet lag suffering will be there, which is physical. Which is physical reasons, and effect is also physical. That the sleeplessness, whatever. It will be there for a day or two. But it will not be multiplied by the mental block. So it is the mental block. It has become a mental block for us, which doesn't allow us to realize our Swarupa. And that Swarupa, your essential nature, is the motionless background. And that is covered up by this mental block. What is the mental block? The mind is making too much noise. Your mind has become an inner tormentor, and it is making too much noise, projecting too many desires and fears, and so you are not addressing that issue of the mind becoming a block properly, because you identify with the mind. If you identify with the mind, then the mind's desire becomes your desire, and then you become that desire. You become one with the desire itself. Therefore, the mind is making too much noise. It has become a block. So you have to address that issue. How to address that issue? All movement. So this is the pointer. All movement, for example, the movement of the mind, requires a motionless background. And that motionless background, that immobile, even as you sit here, there are two elements in you, the mobile and the immobile. The mobile is the body-mind, and the immobile is the Atma. You have to put aside this mobile for a while, And then you have to discover that motionless background, that immobile in you. It is always there. The pure sense of I am is the immobile. It is always there. And once you found it in yourself, that motionless background, you found it in yourself. That is the goal of all this study. Once you found it, then what happens, you will discover that you never lost it. This is the Kanthagata Chamikaran Nyaya, which I have described, right? I have told. Once the queen, did I tell that story? Good. Otherwise I have to tell one more time, unnecessary. So the queen found her necklace, and then she realized that she never lost it. That is the Kanthagata Chamikaran Nyaya. Similarly, when you find your I amness, that is what is called I amness. Your I amness, which is the true being, that is your true self. Once you find that I amness, you find that inner peace, that inner immobile swarupa, your essential nature. It is the same always. Morning it is same, evening it is same. Mind is not same. Morning mind is in one way, evening is another way. Mind could be fresh in the morning, but very disturbed by evening. Body is not same. Body is not same. That's why you have jet lag. Why you have jet lag? Body is not same. Morning body is different from evening body. By the time you land in India, early morning, 6, you land in India. And you land with evening body. Okay? Now the struggle begins. Okay? So, therefore, morning body is different from evening body. There is a biological clock. Not in the head, I said like that, but it is not in the head. The biological clock is all over the body. Every cell is intelligent. Therefore, so the body and the mind, they are space-bound, they are different, always changeful. Whereas look at the I amness, it is same morning and evening. It is same in Phoenix and New York, in America and in India. It is same in the childhood, youth, middle age and old age. You can recollect. It is same. It is same in sukha and dukkha. You see your experience of I amness. When you are going through the experience of sukha, examine I am. Then there is the dukkha is always there, just waiting. Dukkha is always waiting in the wings. Once sukha goes away, dukkha replaces it. And when the dukkha is there, you examine the I amness. You get caught in the dukkha. Therefore, you don't have space to examine the I amness. But suppose you gain that inner space and put the dukkha aside for a while and look at the I amness, it is the same. The I am is the same. That is the motionless background in it. Once you discover it, you realize that you have never lost it. And you do not, it is kevalaha. Why kevalaha? Because you do not feel the sense of division in it. That inner silence, which is peace, which is the I amness, is very spacious, unbounded, and undivided. You do not feel the divisions in it. All divisions are experienced by the mind only. So that inner I amness, the pure being it is, you will also notice or realize that it is independent, swatantraha, independent. Whereas the mind depends upon the matter, and matter depends upon the mind. Body depends upon the outer world, and the outer world depends upon your identification with the body. These are all mutually dependent. They are not independent. Mind and matter, they sustain each other. Like chunni munni. Did you hear that? Chunni munni. Chanda munda. Mind is matter, Matter is mind. Okay? When you pursue matter, that is science. When you pursue mind, that is religion. Okay? And Atma Jnanam is beyond science as well as religion. Anyway, something I said. Therefore, when you find that a true I amness in you, you realize that it is you never lost it and that it is independent. Independent means what? Independent of all divisions and separations. That's why it is one without the second. Tannāśe kevalo bhavet. We started telling the meaning, now let us say tannāśe. As that Upadhi division disappears, kevalaha, the one without the second Atma, bhavet becomes. Becomes means has to becomes. Let us say the verse. Yathākāśo hṛṣīkeśo nānopādhigato vibhuḥ Tadbhedādbhinnavadbhāti tannāśe kevalo bhavet. We made some progress. 9th verse is over. Good verse it is. Next verse, equally good. More or less the same topic, with a little added information. Nānopādhivaśādeva jātināmāśramādayaḥ ātmaņāropitasto ye rsavarnādibhedavat. So in the earlier verse, the example for Atma is Akasha. In this verse, the example for Atma is water. Toya. Toya is water. What is the difference between Coca-Cola and Pepsi? If you see the composition, Coca-Cola is 95% water. Pepsi is also 95% water. And suppose a cup of water you put. That is what? That is also more than 95% water. If everything is water, then what is the difference? The difference is rasa. They put a lot of sugar in every one of them. And in this water there is no sugar. Then temperature. The Coke and the Pepsi are cool. They are cold. Not cool, cold. Whereas this water is warm. Okay? So like this, then Coke and Pepsi, they have different colors. Varna, color. And this water is colorless. Like this, it is all the same water. Rasavarnādi bhedavat. I have noticed they collect water and go on selling it. Sometimes he says lime water. Means you take 1 liter water, cut one lime fruit and make it 2 pieces and take 1 piece and squeeze it and get 5 drops in it, mix it and bottle it and sell it. That is lime water. Then Coca-Cola water, some essence he puts in it, water-soluble things he puts in it. So it has cocaine. Does it have cocaine? Then what does it have? Corn syrup it has. Some other thing is also there in it. Huh? Caffeine is there. Caffeine is in coffee. So something like that. Cocaine is very dangerous substance. It is Coca-Cola, that's why I said cocaine. Maybe some small amount of cocaine is there. Maybe. No? Not cocaine, something else. Caffeine is there. Yeah, caffeine is there. Look at that. Look at that. It has phosphoric acid. I know that. Now I remember. It has phosphoric acid. Because it preserves. Phosphoric acid preserves. All the sugar water, otherwise bacteria will come. So phosphoric acid preserves. Phosphoric acid is a weak acid, it is. That's why you are able to consume it. Not really good for the tummy, right? You see, in New York Times I have read, one person, he consumed the 10,000th Coke bottle, Coke can, and fell unconscious. And they have admitted him in hospital. That is the very well known and published case of Coca-Cola poison. So you have to drink so much of it to get into poison. The phosphoric acid, etc. accumulates. All digression. Rasa varnadi bhedavat. So the taste, the color, they are all different. And therefore you feel all these waters are different. They are not waters, they are not different. In India, there is a startup. You know what is the startup? Very smart people. They collect water from Gangotri and bottle it and sell it. Pure Ganga water. Why Gangotri? He sends a tanker to Gangotri and puts a factory bottling plant near Gangotri. Collects all that Gangotri water and bottle it and transport it into the plains, Delhi downwards, and sell it. It is sold. The bottle, 1 liter bottle. People purchase in South India. Hundreds of bottles are sold. Thousands of bottles are sold. It is Gangotri water, Ganga water. Why Gangotri? Why not Kashi? Because by the time it comes to Kashi, it becomes very impure. Lot of pollution. Now it is reduced. But it is highly polluted otherwise. Now it reduced because of the efforts of our Prime Minister. Okay? So that water, it is sold in Chennai, in Hyderabad, in South India, and in North India also it is sold. They purchase it and do abhishekam to Shiva. It is sold. In good, you look at that. Water it is. Same water. H2O is H2O. H2O in Ganga and H2O in Krishna or Godavari, are they different H2Os or what? No, the same H2O. 2 hydrogens and 1 oxygen. Okay? Even isotope combination also will be the same. But name, it is all different. Name. Water from Gangotri. Therefore it is used for abhishekam. Shiva abhishekam. Water in your well, not fit for abhisheka. This is the right water for abhisheka. So this kind of religious differences. So it is all water. Everything is aqua. Swami Ramatirtha told a story. Shall I tell that story? It is about water only. So in Singapore, 3 people were fighting in Singapore. Maybe it happened like that, I don't know. Why he said Singapore, I don't know. He went through Singapore. Maybe he found it there. 3 people are fighting. And he asked them, why are you fighting? All the 3 people are thirsty. And so how to get rid of the thirst? One person said, by consuming aqua. The other person said, what nonsense are you talking? What aqua you mean? By consuming tanneer, the thirst will go. Okay? The third person said, what tanneer, what aqua, what you people are talking, crazy or what? By consuming jalam, the thirst will go. Then what Ramatirtha did is, he asked them, you wait, don't fight with each other. They are about to enter into fist fight. He said, just wait. No, you look at these 2 people, they are talking nonsense. I will tell you, just wait. He took one person inside and gave him a cup of water. He is very thirsty. And so he drank it. All thirst gone. Are you satisfied? Yes. Okay, you wait outside. Then call the other person, give him water. His thirst is gone. Call the third person, gave him water. All the thirst is gone. Then he assembled them and showed him the pitcher from which he gave them water. Is this what all you talked, what all of you, all the three of you, you drank? That is this only? Yes. The same thing? Yes. This is what we have consumed. Now what is this? Aqua. What is this? Tannāśe. What is this? Jalam. Then he asked, don't you see what you call aqua, what you call jalam, and what you call tannāśe is the same thing? Don't you see? They said, yeah, we see. Human beings are no better than this. Their ajnana is that. Human beings are no better than this. They are like those three people who are thirsty, and instead of finding water and drinking it and quenching the thirst, they are fighting about the names. You see that? People in the world are fighting about God. Instead of discovering God in their heart, they are fighting about the name of God. So the Nama Rupa has become the truth. The truth is, Nama Rupa is never the truth. So now I am entering into a topic of Nama Rupa. It will not be finished today. I will continue it tomorrow morning also. And I suggest you may pay attention to what we are discussing. Because people have a weakness to identify with Nama Rupa totally. And when their identification is questioned, they become unhappy and angry and then resist. They resist. Sometimes I say, somebody may beat me in some dark corner because I say Namarupa is unreal. And they get annoyed. Arey, what is he talking? I will take care of him, you don't worry. So when he is going, pull him into some dark corner and beat him and go away. Never again talk about Namarupa. It is like that. I am presenting in a dramatic way, but not exaggerating. Really. Therefore, people are so badly identified with Namarupa. They are very sure that God has a form with a name. How can you be so sure? Because our Guru, not he, his Guru, has the darshan of the vision of God. The Guru has vision of God. Very unusual thing it is. And here the story applies to God, right? That story which I have just now told, it is generally told about the God, right? But here the story I did not tell in the context of God. I told the story in the context of Atma. Then what is the difference between God and Atma? There is no difference. Therefore, the language only is different. What you call God is none other than your innermost self. I'm not saying your ego is God. Please note that. I'm not. You see, Tattvamasi is the most blasphemous and also most profound statement at the same time. When you take Aham Brahmasmi, in that Aham, if it is the ego, that is the most blasphemous statement. If Aham is the innermost self, that is the most profound statement. Therefore, Brahma is same as Atma. Now, many adjuncts, as we have seen in the earlier verse, many adjuncts, Upadhis, are added to this Atma. Okay? They give another example. So many examples give. The Vedantins, they are drishtanta rasikaha. They are experts in giving examples to make their point. So you take a crystal. Crystal is colorless, pure, and put a red flower by its side. The crystal looks ruby, looks like it is a ruby. Take out the red flower and put a green flower. It looks like a green gemstone, whatever it is. And put a blue one, it looks like blue gemstone, whatever it is. Some English name will be there. Okay. So, if you don't put any flower, it is pure crystal. Take Atma and put one varna to it. The Shankara used the word varna twice in the same verse. Jātināmāśramādayaḥ, he said, nibilo toye rasavarnādi Do you know what? Varna in Sanskrit means color. The original meaning is color. You may want to clarify a few points in this context, but later it has acquired a different meaning called Chaturvarniyam maya srishtam gunakarma vibhāgashaha. 4 varnas. Now, is there a connection between the two? Yes, there is connection. It is said that Brahmanas are white and Kshatriyas are less white. They are hardworking people in the sun and doing a lot of exercise and all that. They are tanned people. Do you know tan? That is what they are. Kshatriyas. Vaishyas are more towards brown. Shudras are very much brown. Because they work in the hot sun. That is how it started. General terms. Therefore, it is the body color. Varna means color only. So 4 varnas means 4 body colors generally. Therefore, now the meaning has changed, but still the original meaning continued into it. It's not that it is a word with 2 different meanings. Not like that. You got the point? So varna. Therefore, varna, color. That is the first meaning. Historically, the most ancient meaning is color. And then the color has gone into social classification, not division, classification. Chaturvarniyam. Color has gone into it, kind of. Okay? Now, drop the word color and hold on to 4 varnas. Hold on to the word varna. Don't make it caste. It is not caste. Because varnas are 4. Now I am leaving the color thing aside. Varnas are 4. Castes are 3000 plus. Okay? Therefore, they are not same. Second, varna is not based on birth. It is based on guna karma. Chaturvarnyam maya srishtam guna karma vibhāgashaha. Whereas kula, caste, is based on birth. You are born in a Reddy family, therefore you are Reddy. You are born in a Kamma family, therefore you are a Kamma. You are born in a Thakur family, therefore you are a Thakur. Like that. Caste 3000. 3000 caste. 3000 plus. Okay? So if you are born in a Gurjar family, your caste is Gurjar. Like that. That is the second. You can draw a line, Varna, Kula, and make differences. I said the two. Varna is universal, means all over the world it is there. Kula is a very characteristic of Indian society only. In America also there is Varna. You take any factory. The moment you go to the factory, the first people you encounter are the security people. At the gate they are there. Security people. Okay? And if you cross that barrier and go inside and go to the office, you see the finance people. They are sitting there with their computers, manipulating and figures. That department, we used to call it budget and cost department. Really? We used to, where are you going? Hey, where are you going? I'm going to the budget and cost. Okay, please go ahead. Everybody knows it. So they are sitting there. They don't produce anything. We were very jealous of them. They make a lot of money. They get good salaries. Don't produce anything. Only shuffling the figures only. These are the budget and cost people. Vaishyas. Okay? And you cross them, you come to the technologists and scientists. And you cross that barrier also, you go to the shop floor, the working class people, you see. Four Varnas. In every company they will be there. Everywhere they will be there. You Twitter or Microsoft or some manufacturing company, everywhere these four will be there. It is universal. From Japan to US, everywhere they will be there, Varna. Whereas castes are unique to Indian society. How many differences you see? Therefore here the Varna has come, therefore I have said, there is the word jati, that is the caste. Varna is gunakarma vibhāgashaha. That is the Varna. It is not caste. You should not translate it as caste. You have to call it a professional group. Four. Okay. And then ashramas are four. That is characteristic of Indian society only. In India, there are four ashramas. Brahmachari is not married. He lives in some hostel or in the family, in the guru's house. Now it has become hostel. He lives there and studies. That is brahmachari. Then he gets married. Not necessarily. Not all brahmacharis need get married. Some of them skip marriage. A few of them, they skip marriage. Okay? But many of them, male and female, get married and enter into family life. That is the second ashrama. First ashrama, second ashrama. Grahasthashrama. Then they retire. Live together. Wife and husband still live together. Away from children. Not with children. That is called vanaprastha. If they live with children, what to call? They have to be called grahasthas only. Okay? I am not talking about right or wrong. I am telling you this scheme. The rishis visualized this scheme. They said their recommendation is don't stay with children. Because the parents have gone through one cycle of samsara for 30-40 years. And now the children enter into that cycle. And now you go into that cycle one more time. You live with them. One more time you go into that cycle. So the child becomes sick. They have gone through that cycle in their life. Now their grandson becomes sick. They have to go through it one more time. So you remain a grahastha only. So the rishis advised, don't do that mistake. You move out. Now every time it may not be practical. Please don't take it seriously, okay? When it is practical, that is the advice, okay? So you move out. How do you know move out? Vana prastha. Prastha is moving out. Okay, prayanam, prastha, moving out. And vana is vana becomes vana. Move out to a lonely place. Don't be in this society. Withdraw from this society with wife, husband and wife together. That is vanaprastha. Fourth is the sannyasa. Now who can become sannyasi? Brahmachari can directly become sannyasi. Grahastha can directly become sannyasi. Vanaprastha can become sannyasi. Okay. Finally, it is suggested sannyasa is the best retirement plan. It is suggested like that. That is how the rishis visualized. Sannyasa is the best retirement plan. That is how you want to retire. So, or at least I recommend, Shri Krishna also recommends the same way in Gita, at least be a vanaprastha. Need not be sannyasa, may not work for everybody. Also, we have a proverb in Telugu. If everybody sits in the palanquin, who will carry it? Who will carry it? Therefore, a few people should sit inside the palanquin so that many are outside and they can carry this thing. Therefore, you be grahasthas or vanaprasthas. So these are the four ashramas. Now, take jati, 3,000 odd kulas are there. Now, Atma becomes 3,000 odd? No, same Atma. Take varna, 4 varnas are there. Now, Atma is fourfold? No, same Atma. Ashramas are 4. Therefore, the Atma is fourfold? No, it is the same. The brahmacharis and the Guru Maharaj, the sannyasi, all have the same Atma. Okay? And Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra, all have the same Atma. And all caste people have the same Atma. Then Adi is there. Jati varna ashrama adayaha. Race you put. Black race, white race, brown race, yellow people, all these races and ethnicities. So many ethnic people are there. Europe is a mix of all kinds of ethnic people. Germans, Czech people, Slovakians, so many ethnic groups are there. So many. Netherlands, Dutch people, like that. Okay? French people, all kinds of ethnic people are there in Europe. So, all these ethnicities, Atma is affected by, Atma becomes multiple because of so many ethnicities? No. Same Atma it is. Look at that vision. Very universal vision. Then, if that is the case, then what about all these jati, nama, ashrama, race, etc.? What about them? There are so many divisions, differences are there. What are they? They are all so many upadhis. Nānopādhivaśādeva. So, only because of these so many upadhis, the Atma appears to be many. Otherwise, Atma is not many. Atma is one. So, what we people are doing, we are taking the upadhis and superimposing on Atman. Atmanyaropita. To ye rasavarnadi bhedavat. That is the drishtanta. So you are even gender also. Male Atma, female Atma. Atma is the same. Atma has no gender. It is not a very difficult thing to appreciate. Okay? Body, if you take the physical body, male, female, different. They are biological opposites. But eyesight, male eyesight and female eyesight, is there any such division? No. Otherwise, what you have to, suppose eyesight is also gender based, then you should have female eyeglasses center, you should have. Male. It is not like that. Eyesight is same, okay? Heart is same. So, only certain aspects of the biology is different, the physical body. Otherwise, the rest is all same. You go deeper. like karmendriyas, most of them are same. Jnanendriyas, all of them are same. Manaha, emotional mind, same. It has no gender. Intellect has no gender. There is nothing like male intellect and female intellect. It is the same. Atma is the same. When intellect, mind, jnanendriya, sense organ, if they are the same, they are not gender specific. They are gender neutral. And what about Atma? The innermost, it is the same. Okay? Therefore, but all these divisions, differences, we superimpose upon Atma. That is what we are doing. You are superimposing. You should stop that mistake. Okay? We will see it further. Now I will answer a few questions. So, if the waking state is unreal like the dream state, what do we make of our emotions, feelings, love, hate, jealousy, compassion, etc.? Are they all unreal? Yeah. They are all unreal. You tell me, let us take one of them, emotion. Is it real or unreal? It is unreal. It is there for a while, and then it vanishes. Transiency is the best proof of unreal nature. That it, like a flicker, it appears and vanishes. Now what do you call it? You call it real or unreal? You call it unreal. Emotions are like that. Jealousy, you become jealous. Then realize the mistake. The jealousy is gone. In its place, love has come. Therefore, jealousy is unreal. Therefore, all these emotions, etc., you look at your emotions, the emotions that the child has, and the emotions in the youth, emotions in the middle age, old age, they are all different. They are unreal. Transiency is the best proof of unreal nature. Okay? Lastly, if we believe this is a dream, how should that impact our attitude towards duty and work? You do your duty, and duty and work are same. You do your duty, means you do your work without the desire for the results thereof. Don't combine like that. Don't combine and make a question out of it. Okay? When it comes to duty, you should ask, should I do the duty with all enthusiasm and interest and hard work should I do? Or can I escape from the duty? That is the question you should ask. Then I will say, you should do your duty fully. You should not escape from work. Kamchor, you should not do. That I will say. That is the question. Now you come to real, unreal and put that here. So this kind of a mixing, you see, suppose it is very cold outside. I put a hat, a kind of a headgear I put. So Swamiji, this headgear, is it Satyam or Mithya? You ask like that. That is not the question, you know. What answer shall I give? Is this Satyam or Mithya? I cannot say it is Satyam because Atma is Satyam. I cannot say, if you say Mithya, then you pull it out and throw it, then I will be in difficulty. Therefore, you should not trivialize the vision. Atma is one. Atma is Brahma. Okay? Then you identify with the body, take yourself as a person, and you identify with the intellect, take yourself as a qualified person, and then you get hold of a job, somehow land a job, and you are working. So now you ask the question Satyam Mithya. You are entirely into the Mithya Jagat, and then ask the question Satyam Mithya. You should not ask that question. It is like the hero of the movie, suddenly he turns towards the audience and asks, am I Satyam or Mithya? He is Mithya only, but he is Satyam in the story. Therefore, don't combine like that. Sometimes it happens, the person who is in the video, the TV, he is sitting inside the TV and he is saying, he comes out into the drawing room from the TV. Did you notice that? So it doesn't happen like that. They show he comes out into your room and he will have some food and again goes back into the TV because that is from where he came. You saw some such thing? You must have seen. So such a thing is not possible. It is entirely an imagination and it's a trick of the camera. So therefore, you are working as a person identified with the body-mind and do your duty. Don't bring the Satyam Mithya into it. But then you should realize that you are not the person that you imagine yourself to be. You are the innermost self. Therefore, don't be jealous, angry, dominating, possessing, etc. Be loving, because that is the self. Do your duty with love, because that is the self. So don't combine like that, okay? Good. Just one more question, because I came a few minutes late. So, I understand the concept of Brahman is the adhisthana and timeless, spaceless, etc. And the universe is time-bound. When the universe is time-bound, how is our sleep timeless? So, your sleep is not timeless like Atma is timeless. It is not the same timeless. Atma is timeless. Sleep is a state. It is one of the three states. Whereas Atma is Turiya, which is beyond the three states. Okay? You see, between the three, Atma, sleep is unconscious. The other two states are conscious. One is waking state conscious, the other is a dream conscious. But both are conscious, whereas sleep is unconscious. Therefore, there is no time in sleep, because there is nothing in sleep. Not that only time is absent in sleep. Space is absent, objects are absent, living is absent, non-living is absent, knowing is absent, not knowing is absent, everything is absent. Therefore, time is also absent in sleep. Time is absent in sleep, whereas Atma is beyond the time. That's why the moment sleep is over, you slip into the time-bound waking state. And also in sleep there is ajnana. In that ajnana, time is also present as the seed form. There is time in ajnana as seed. There is space as seed. There is a division as seed in ajnana. And when you wake up, all of that manifests. Whereas in Atma, there is no ajnana, there is no time, there is no space, there is no division. That is the difference between sleep state and Atma. Though you may say there is no time in sleep, and you may say there is no time in Atma, the no time in sleep is not the same as no time in Atma. There is the difference between the two, okay? Second question. After one is enlightened, does it mean one is also in God consciousness? Yes. Enlightened means he is God conscious. That is the word. You are conscious of the God, the real, within as well as without. Jivan Mukta, yes. Are three different sadhanas to reach each level? No, it is the same. Enlightenment, God consciousness, Jivan Mukta are all same. अथ चेत्त्वमिमं धर्म्यं संग्रामं न करिष्यसि ततस्वधर्मं कीर्तिं च हित्वा पापमवाप्स्यसि. Gita. So you have to fight this battle. That is what Shri Krishna is saying. But then you say love all. You have to love all. Is there not a contradiction? There is no contradiction. Okay? So, because the sangrama there, sangramam na karishyasi, sangrama is the battle. The battle is the battle of life, symbolic. And Arjuna, you and me, we are the Arjuna. The battle of life it is. And battle between Pandavas, the forces of truth and goodness. And Kauravas, the forces of selfishness and evil. There is always that battle going on in the world, in the society, in the community, in the family, and in one's own heart. At all levels, this battle is on. It is anādikāla pravrittam. It is coming from beginningless time onwards. And it will continue. That is the symbolism. And therefore, Arjuna was advised, you fight this battle on the side of dharma, on the side of good. Fight against the evil in yourself. Okay, in yourself. So you see that verse, dharma kshetre, kuru kshetre. What is the kshetra? Idam shariram kaunteya kshetramitya. So this is the kshetra. It is the dharma kshetra. Because there is dharma predominantly, hopefully. And is kuru kshetra. Kuru is karma. So it is karma kshetra. And here there is a battle going on. Samaveta yuyutsavaha. So to fight it out, the forces are facing each other. Samavetaha. The forces of good and the forces of evil within you. And Pandava, Kauravah, Pandavaśādeva. What is the second half? Mamaka, Pandavaśādeva. Pandu is white. That is jnanam, the forces of good. Mamakaha, those who say me, they are the mamakas. Me in Sanskrit is mine in English. So those who say me, like a goat, they are mamakas. Means those who say me and mine, me and mine, me and mine. That is the evil. Me and mine, selfishness. That is the evil. There is always a fight going on between the evil and the truth, jnanam. And in that fight, you should stand on the side of the jnana or dharma and defeat the evil in you. That is the verse. And when you do that, the jnanam will bring out the love that is there in you as the Atma, and then you can love all. That is the verse. Therefore, Gita first chapter, you should not take it as a historic account and all that. Might be historic. That context is different. But we are not fighting people, We are Swami, sannyasis. And for us, Gita is moksha shastra, it is. It is not a yuddha shastra. And what happened is, in modern Vedanta, some of these modern Vedantins, these conceptual Vedantins, they go on interpreting the first chapter endlessly. Why Arjuna did this? Why Arjuna said that? Why Arjuna doesn't want to do Shraddha? Why Shri Krishna asks him to do Shraddha? So they bring everything into it. And they don't take the symbolism associated with it. Shankara makes it very clear. Shankara has written commentary. He did not touch the first chapter, did not even look at it. What does it mean? Then the second chapter also, at least he should start with the first verse. No. He refuses to touch even the first 10 verses of the second chapter. And then he begins, Shri Bhagavan Uvacha. There he begins. And he gets the spirit of the first chapter plus the second chapter 10 verses in one sentence, one phrase. Arjunasya shokamohau pradarshitau. Up to these 10 verses and the gone chapter, the essence of all of that is Arjuna is deluded and unhappy. And you are that Arjuna. That is the thing. So you have to take that way, okay? Don't do psychoanalysis of Arjuna's psychoanalysis, Draupadi's psychoanalysis. How Draupadi could manage this way, that way, psychoanalysis of Draupadi. Why you want to do all that psychoanalysis? They are all characters who lived 5,000 years back. And you want to do psychoanalysis, you do psychoanalysis of yourself. If at all you want it. Okay? Therefore, all these vardis endlessly discussing first chapter. That puts all misconception in the minds of the people. Forget about the first chapter. It is symbolic. Arjunasya shokamohau. That is the first chapter. Shri Bhagavan Vacha, Gita begins. Gita is song. When the song begins, first the tabla person comes and he will be adjusting his tabla, tuck, 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 like that. And the harmony person will come and he will be adjusting his harmony. That is not the beginning. That is some preparation only. When it begins, the vocalist comes and says, Vātāpi Ganapatim. That is the beginning. This is Gita, means a song, concert. When does it begin? Shri Bhagavan Vacha Ashocyanam Vasho. There it begins. And it begins with Ashoka. Kya and Kar interrelated. Means sorrowlessness. And ends Ma Shuchaha. Don't grieve. Ends with sorrowlessness. That is Gita. Okay? Om Purnamidam Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.